little tapping with the pot with Tigmatic.
Y'all tune into the Pot Podcast. And guess what? There's an episode of me on
and you are tuned into the Pot Podcast.
And with the Pot Podcast with my boy Tigmatic. You hear me? It's going down.
To follow the Pot Podcast with Tigmatic.
That's that number one.
That's that number one.
Catching a wave, sun shining all on our faces. We done been all type of places. Travel the world, we look down on the world. Clouds in the sky, I make you feel so alive, yeah. Baby, no worries, no cries, yeah. I put you onto the vibe, yeah. It's no better feeling than you being next to me. Leaving footsteps in the sand on the beach. Ocean view with the world in your reach. Float away like a boat on the sea. What you want, happiness is the key. Wind blowing, got you feeling like you're free. Come with me and I can put your mind at ease. Come with me and I can make you feel at peace. Ayy. Ooh wee, baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine. I say, ooh wee, baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine. Flow like the wind and the breeze. Come and get closer to me, babe. Ooh wee, baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine. Yeah. Girl, I come in like the tide. Surfing the waves and we ride, yeah. You have the time of your life, yeah. Watching the sun as it rise, yeah. You're mesmerized. Love how our spirits align, yeah. You make me feel so sublime, yeah. You got the glow, girl, you shine, yeah. Listen to the sound of water crashing on the shore. This is what it's like with a man that's mature. I can give you feelings that I know you never felt. Sitting in the sun and your heart start to melt. It's a vibration when your hand touch mine. Girl, you're so vibrant and I love how you shine. Just enjoy the moment cause it feels so divine. It's the kind of vibe that everybody wants to find. Hey, ooh wee, baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine. I say, ooh wee, baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine. Yeah, flow like the wind and the breeze. Come and get closer to me, babe. Ooh wee, baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine. Yeah, ooh wee, baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine. I say, ooh wee, baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine. Yeah, flow like the wind and the breeze. Come and get closer to me, babe. Ooh wee, baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine. Yeah.
Black divine. Black, black. Came to bring change, free slaves, no trade, break chain, shake lanes, close cut, no fade. That was scissors with the clippers, clear your spot, no made. They be blinded by my light, cause there isn't any shade. Dark enough to hide it, beat drop sliding. Wanna high five, I've arrived now divining. Drip drown plenty, still too many try to dive in. Bet we gon' thrive when they say we won't survive. My tribe vibe high, no there's levels to the sky. I'm a spirit in the body, anything for y'all. Call me a widow, probably get it from my mom. Want no drama, you snake like Cassie. Vision with precision, bet the team go far. I don't twist up my fingers, when I twist come out the jar. Black culture, we forever raise the bar. When they took it for themselves, made them everything they are. Never hold your head down, look up to the stars. You are here for a purpose and you fighting for a cause. Feeding for the real, how they asking for these balls. Now that money coming fast, even passing foreign cars. Been an animal, cannibal, like drugs. When I say put your hands together, it is not for in applause. I hope they see my spirit that's staring at my flaws. I'm a frontline soldier, I don't say that just because. Nah, go time, show time, flow time. I operate on the level where there is no time. I put her back at a hater, now there is no spine. No spine. Play on me, for real. Now you ain't standing for a thing. Claim you ain't snitching, you change the bitches when you sing. I leave them in ditches, they wearing stitches, selling ting. What's a grind, money calling, I answer before it ring. Doing this forever, this not a temporary thing. I'm thinking they don't even know what's gonna happen when I swing. Hey, better, they chatter, but see it's mine over matter. I make them mad like the hatter, they want me hurt, but I'm flattered. Team on like there's no off switch, I had to go off. Double dragon season, the reason the steam I blow off. Plotting at the feet, so they gon' eat when I rip their throat off. Making myself comfortable, go ahead and take my coat off. Cause ain't no way you getting rid of me. It's a spirit war, wear my armor, wear my enemy. Not a lot of friends, a lot of them that pretend to be. It's all for them to stand in the presence of my energy. Sheesh, I vibe different cause I overstand my inner peace. Who I can't dish when they ask me what's gotten into me. I'm my own competition, so who is them to me? They never mention God, they wanna mimic me. Unable to finish me, nah. Unable to keep up, I speak up, start my soliloquy. Yeah. It's back divine. Line by line, they try and figure out what them figures be. Came up in this thing making waves, now they can't swim in peace. I dismantle beats, then they give them heat. They been asleep, I been a beast. Black divine, black. Black, black.
Yo, what's up, y'all? You're now tuned into another episode of the Pot Podcast with Tigmatic. We moving and booming. And as always, this episode is brought to you by Hollywood TV, Hollywood Radio, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio, DemoniBrand.com, NorthShadeDemoreBoutique.com, and 105.7 The Phase Atlanta. We here, y'all. Hey, listen, it's Monday. We here as always. And listen, I'm gonna start my Monday off a little different. You know, I got some good energy for y'all today. And I hope y'all understand this because It's a different sound. It's an effect. And when I say it's an effect, it's a dope one. You know, my guests got this good music, they're a band with great voices, and they, you know, they do their thing. And they done won Battle of the Bands 3 times. So listen, I don't think it's that much competition out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just put it out there like that, straight like that. But they're about to come here, and y'all about to know them like I do. So let's get into it. Without further ado, I give you guys the Marina Effect. What's going on, y'all?
Yo, what's up,
What's
Tigmatic?
up?
How's it going?
I'm so grateful to be here.
Hey, I love that intro, bro. I think we gotta take you to our shows.
That's amazing.
that
I'm gonna record that and then
What's going on, y'all?
We good, bro. We here, bro.
Welcome
Bless,
to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you
you
so much for having us here, man.
So
It's a blessing
listen,
for real.
I like to give my guests a formal introduction and let them introduce themselves like only they can. So,
Of course.
Solo Dolo Cam is on, y'all. So the floor is yours. Do y'all thing.
Well, my name is G,
I'm Jenny.
and we're the Marina Effect. We actually have a third who's about to be here shortly. You know, be here in a second. His name's Evans.
He's saving the world right now.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we're a relatively new band. You know, we've been a band now for about a year and a few months. And as Tigmatic so enthusiastically said, we won 3 Battle of the Bands last year. 2 of them were pretty big. You know, one of them was the Hard Rock in Hollywood here down south in South Florida. The other one was in Boca Raton. You know, other than that, we spent all last year just performing, developing our sound. I mean, we have a, you know, crazy backstory onto how we came together, which I know we're going to get further into that. But other than that, yeah, we spent the last year just performing, you know, making waves down here in Miami, hitting up all the, you know, bars, lounges, from open mics all the way to the Hard Rock, everything in between. And you know, this year we kind of shifted gears. You know, we changed up a little bit. You know, we understood we have something special. You know, we spent the whole year developing our sound and our music, and we started working with producers. You know, so we've mainly been performing as a band, or me on the guitar with the other 2 vocalists, 3 vocalists. We didn't really make music on tracks or with producers up until recently that we started doing it. And then, you know, we teamed up with Mike Boss over at Rich Nation, and we released our first single recently. But
Out in all platforms.
Obsessed. It's completely different too than what most people have heard us. You know, like I said, most people are used to seeing us with the guitar or with the full band playing our band songs. This is different, but I mean, it's the Marina Effect. You know, we blend a lot of genres into one. We don't stay in one lane, and you know, we feel it's a good song, and we've been getting good reactions to it. So,
Hey, listen, y'all in the studio right now, so round of applause for that.
Yeah, this is our home studio.
Yeah, for real, man. We went from you know, the deep dark depths of where I was to an apartment to, you know, now here we are, have our home studio and stuff, and it's been a blessing for real. A lot of hard work,
Man,
but
that's dope. That's dope. Humble beginnings, like my man Charm say. I came from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. Excuse me. Let's start as a collective first, and then I got questions for you, Jenny. I got questions for you, G, and I got questions for Evans when he get here.
Yeah.
We're ready.
We're ready.
All right. So, who first came up with the name Marina Effect, and what does it mean?
Yeah, I'll take this one. So the Marina Effect. So Marina's my mom. You know, a lot of people.
Just say
a lot of people sometimes get confused with the Marina, which actually the Marina Effect has that meaning as well. But Marina is my mother, and she kind of gave everybody a safe space. You know, so we started out doing house shows in my living room, and this will go back into my story when I get there. But when we decided to form the band, it was actually Evan's idea to name it after Marina, you know, because Marina, my mother, kind of became the mom of like everyone in the group, You know, we started as
awesome.
a collective. We started as a collective of 5 artists. You know, now we're down to 3, but it started as 5. And Marina was just that type of woman. You know, we all sometimes have experienced that, whether it's through our mom or through someone else's mom, or like she's like the neighborhood mom or the mom of everybody. You know, and my mom was kind of that for them. You know, she allowed and opened her home to us to be able to rehearse, practice, do everything that we did. So the effect, so at first we wanted to name it after my mother. It was Evan's idea, but we didn't know exactly what to name it. You know, we started with Marina, but Marina was taken. The Marinas, but that was taken as well. You know, so then we came up with a few last ones. I think it was a Project Marina, the Marina Effect, Marina's House. And Marina Effect made the most sense because of the effect she had on us. And then also us as a band, which, you know, that we kind of promote healthy lifestyle and wellness. You know, we promote a whole way of living. So that effect, the same way she had an effect on us as a group, we're starting to have an effect on other people. You know, we're starting to bring an effect onto our friends. And if it's farther than just the music, you know, it's the lifestyle, it's becoming the best version of yourself. You know, it's a whole lot of things. So that's kind of what the Marina Effect has turned into.
The Marina Effect.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's like a little movement, you know. And then also on the opposite spectrum, as far as like a marina, like the ocean, which sometimes people get it confused, like, hey, the marina, you know, the docks. When you think about it like that, I feel like that also relates to the Marina Effect as well, because we're very inclusive. You know, like we believe in non-judgment, giving everyone unconditional love, treating everyone with love and respect. And, you know, through our journey over this last year and a half, we've had some friends that come around for a couple weeks, come around for a couple months, but they always leave positively impacted. And kind of how a marina works. You know, the boats come, they dock, they do what they got to do, and then they take off and set sail.
Off again. That's
right. And that's, you know, another thing of the Marina Effect.
Okay, so what was the exact moment y'all realized it wasn't just a hobby, but a real movement?
Well, for me, like in respect to the Marina Effect, I think it was when we won the first Battle of the Bands in the Hard Rock. We were just about like 3 months of being a band. And when we won the Battle of the Bands, we were like, okay, so this is for real. Like, we accomplished this. Like, we got into it, like, not knowing what it was going to come out of it. And then when we won, it's like, okay, so basically we have something going on. This is good. And actually, we were one of the few bands that perform 100% original music. So it's like, okay, we won the Battle of the Bands at the Hard Rock with 100% original music. That means people like what we're doing. Okay, let's take this seriously. And from there, it has been a momentum that we just like kept going with it.
Yeah, and I'll say I feel like I agree with that as well. And I'm sure, I know Evans agrees with it too, because he spoke about that as well. How like before the Battle of the Bands, you know, we're just, you know, a collective of artists.
Yeah, we're just doing our thing.
We're doing our thing, you know, all had different kind of goals and stuff. And we had been a band for 2.5 months. We go Battle of the Bands at the Hard Rock, go up against 12 or 11 other bands. We end up winning. We were the newest band, you know, and we're the only band who played 100% originals. And for us, so being
everybody
a band,
else was doing cover music, and y'all was
there were other bands that were doing originals as well, but they'd maybe do a cover or two.
They will like
mix it.
Sneak a cover into it. You know,
we did 100% original music. And then we ended up winning. And then after that win, I know for all 3 of us, and then 5 of us at the time, it was kind of like, okay, we got something.
And I feel like since there, and obviously since before, since we were a collective of artists, and we still are, from there we like basically decided that everything that we were going to perform is 100% original. We have never performed a cover. Like one time we did like a little Christmas video on Instagram, but that's it. And I feel like a lot of musicians and bands, obviously with respect and everything, like are kind of scared of like showing the originals, and they probably have an amazing voice, so they decide to sing someone else's song when you just have to take that risk of performing your own music, because that's the only way you're gonna know if people actually like it or if you have to do something different. Obviously the covers, those songs are already famous. Those people is already famous. Obviously it's gonna hit. So I feel like it's going Like people go with something that is like, secure to not fail. But I feel like since there, like that gave us the confidence that we needed to just like go ahead and do original music everywhere we go.
Yeah, it's been over a year. We've done 0 covers.
Oh, that's dope. So I think that it's also good to be original because originality is what make people pay attention to you more anyway, especially as a band. My next question to y'all is this: how did you all originally meet?
Yeah. All right. Well, that goes a little bit deeper.
Big story behind it.
Yeah, that goes deeper into my story. I mean, if you want, we can just shift gears and start talking about my story, and then I'll get there because how we met really
is like a timeline. It's a timeline.
If it starts with you, then let's start with you, and then let's tell the story. We got time.
yeah, we definitely got that. So where do we start? We're here talking about the Marina Effect and how this was all born, and my journey specifically right now about me, G, and my music journey. So I'm, I guess, the newest musician in the group, or the newest artist when it comes to me, Jenny, and Evans. This is something they've been pursuing pretty much their entire life, or at least a part of. For me, it's a bit different. I grew up a jock, an athlete. I played sports my whole life. And then my main sport was hockey. Okay. And yeah, I know living in Miami is crazy. But I actually still play. I have a roller hockey game tomorrow. But yeah, hockey is my main sport. But I also played high school and college volleyball. I played high school basketball. I played in middle school. I was like in 7 sports. I just, my entire life was just sports. Up until about high school, where I made some wrong decisions, some bad choices, and I ended up, selling pot, which is where it started. That's kind of where my, I guess, downfall in a sense started at that. And then I spent, the next 7 to 8 years dealing, and living in Miami. Business kind of boomed, and I got kind of swept away by that lifestyle. When you're 16, 17 years old, 18 years old, and you start making money like that, and the girls and the partying and all that stuff, it's very, very, very easy to get swept away,
especially in Miami, like.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I was living like that for a while, bro, and it kind of sucked because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a great time in that time, but I'm saying it sucked because it kind of took me off course. I was doing good at school. I was doing good with sports. I was doing good with a lot of things, and that kind of took me away. But I don't regret anything I've done in life because I've been able to learn from a lot of my mistakes. And but so my music journey actually started because in 2017 I ended up getting indicted for something I did in 2013. I went through my 7 or 8 years of doing what I did, nothing too crazy big, mainly pots, some stuff like that. And then 2013, I was involved with a group of people who were selling Molly and ecstasy. And then I was only involved for a few months. I stopped, 2014, I had this whole life revelation, and I told myself, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I was a good kid, good grades, and I'm over here kind of just pissing my life away, So I changed my life. 2015, I moved to Orlando. I actually went to Full Sail University for a bit because I did have some music in my family. My parents are musicians, my stepdad, my dad, my mom, so I grew up around it. I just never pursued it. And I remember my stepdad always said that I had such a natural ear for it. So I went to Full Sail to study music production, but I didn't graduate. It ended up getting cut short because in 2017, I ended up getting indicted for something I did in 2013. And then I get sentenced to 11 years. It was crazy because, I had already changed my life. I had already moved away. I had already changed my life. I thought that I was gone from it. And the people that I was messing with in 2013, they continued. They continued dealing. They continued living that life. They all got caught. They all started snitching their way out. And they all pointed the finger at me, brought me back in. And since I didn't cooperate, they hit you hard. They definitely hit you hard when you don't give them what they want. So, I ended up getting sentenced to 11 years in the feds. And, but again, I had changed my life before. So I had a good head on my shoulders going in. I remember there was one moment where even my attorney was like, are you okay? Like, you're not crying right now. Like, are you good? Is everything fine? And I'm like, how else am I supposed to be? What am I going to cry for right now? What's happening is happening. At this point, I got to, take it face forward and just conquer it however I can.
Doing the bid can definitely be hard for anyone, man. So let me ask you, what did it teach you?
Man, I could be here all night telling you what it taught me, bro. But realistically, I say this now, and I always say this, and anyone who's been to our shows that I've spoken, they hear this. Going to prison was the best thing that ever happened to me. I repeat, going to prison was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because it gave me what a lot of you guys don't have out here, which is time. It gave me time to do a lot of things, to focus on myself. Out here, there's so many distractions with, cell phones, social media, TVs, families, relationships, jobs. The distractions in the real world are endless. And don't get me wrong, you go to prison and there's distractions in there as well. And it's easy to just, mess up and not really do anything. But for me, since I had already changed my life before, I was already out of the criminal mindset. I took it as a training camp, because as I'm sure perspective is everything. It's not what you see, it's how you look at it.
And how you look at it, absolutely.
Yeah. So for me, and I remember I had to talk with my mom and my dad too as well. And I told them, like, look, how long does it take a doctor to get a doctor's degree? About like 7 or 8 years, right? Yep. All right. I'll probably be in around 7 or 8 years. I'm going to get my doctor's degree. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to study. I'm going to come out in the best shape of my life, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And really, since day one, that's what I did. From my very first day in there, and I know there's a lot of people who are with me in there who can attest to it. I spent my entire time just working on myself and helping other people. I read about 100 books, which I was never a reader before, but reading really is one of the best ways to learn. There's so many people who know more than you, who have done it before you. So going to prison for me was really like a death in a sense. I had to kill myself. I had to kill my ego, understand, okay, God put me here. Why did he put me here? Why am I here? Obviously, I don't know as much as I think I know. And I feel like that's something a lot of people should do too, because there's so many people who are going through things and continue to do the same mistakes over and over again. You have to sit back and understand, okay, if my life isn't how I want it to be, if my life isn't good right now, why? I might not know as much as I think I do. So what can you do? You can, kill your ego and hit the books. You can study. Whether it's
what I call what ego means?
What is that?
Ease God out.
Ease God out. There you go.
And that's what happens to us. We ease God out, and then as soon as we do that, bam, we get smacked with reality.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. Yeah.
So yeah, I started hitting the books. I started, reading, writing. Again, I started doing yoga. The Marina Effect is big on yoga and meditation. We practice it pretty much daily. Yeah.
So you and Jenny be out there doing the yoga.
Yeah, bro. Literally,
Jenny. I never tried it. I got told yesterday by my nephew while we was working out that I should try yoga.
It's life changing. Like literally, yoga can transform your life from the inside out.
Because there's so many benefits to it. Yoga has a mental, spiritual, and physical benefit to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I spent my entire time in there working on myself, helping other people, practicing. Like I said, I studied a lot of spirituality and personal growth. Different religions, and I put a lot of what I learned into practice, because that's ultimately the most important thing. You got to put the things that you learn into practice. There's so many people out there say, "Oh, I know this, I know that," or "Oh, no, I know I should do this, I know," but they don't do it. So if you don't put in the action behind it, nothing's really going to come from it. So you got to put it to practice. And prison was actually a good place to do that. So it was a good place to practice non-judgment. It was a good place to practice unconditional love, because there's a lot of messed up stuff going on in there, and there's a lot of segregation going on in there. So if I can practice those things in prison, coming out here will be a lot easier. And I spent my time in there doing that. And then ultimately, my music journey started in prison. I learned how to play the guitar in prison. I started singing and performing in prison. Actually, half of the songs that the Marina Effects performs when we're at shows were songs that I wrote with one of my best friends, Eli, in prison. And so yeah, I mean, literally, probably within a year, probably like 6 months of being locked up is when I had already learned the guitar and started performing. And then meeting Eli, we wrote our first song. It's called Family. And I remember the first time we sang it to somebody in prison, and the guy started crying. He just started bawling, tears. And I remember it was that moment when I turned to Eli and I said, bro, this is why I came to prison. This is why I'm here, to meet you so we can write these songs, so I can get out, I can make it in music and help people change their lives. Because if you can be free in prison, you can be free anywhere. And what people don't really understand is that we're all kind of in a prison ourselves. Everyone out here is in one sort of prison. The biggest prison we're in is in our mind, but there's a lot other ones, family sometimes, unfortunately, your job, there's a lot of people going through a lot of things, and peace starts from within, and prison allowed me to find that and to bring it out into the real world. So I ended up only just doing 5 years out of the 11, thanks to the pandemic. They were allowing people out early, under certain conditions. So out of the 11 years, I was supposed to do 8.5. I ended up getting out in 5 because of the pandemic, but I was placed on home confinement. I had an ankle monitor on. I couldn't go anywhere, and I was stuck in my house. But, I continued the same routine that I kept in prison: daily yoga, daily meditation, daily reading, daily music, daily everything. And Eli would come over and we would keep working on music. And then we figured, like, how can we showcase our music even though we can't leave my house? Yeah. So that's when we started throwing house shows. And that right there was, I guess, the birth of the Marina Effect. It was our house shows. My mom, cool. Marina, she would allow us to use her space. I would gut out the living room, take out the couches. I would set up the backyard, put some food, get a bartender, make it a whole little experience. And then the inside, we would rent a bunch of chairs and had a little stage. And then G and Eli would perform our original songs. And, each and every month we started doing that. And we would pretty much pack out my house, anywhere from like 30 to 40 people. And then we started inviting other artists to come perform. That's where we met.
That's dope.
Jenny. She was an artist that we met online, who we invited to come open up for us. We had invited a few other artists to come perform for us, but then she ended up being one of the writers. She stayed the whole way. We started meeting up with her every single Saturday and making music with her, and she ended up becoming like one of our best friends. And
so let's talk about Jenny a bit. Let's talk about Jenny. Let me ask you. I got questions. I'll let you talk for a minute. So I want to get a little 100%. Bit of Jenny.
Pass the mic.
We've been here for a minute. So let's talk to you for a minute, Jenny. And this question for you is a real good question because it's a segue into what G just was saying. So I'm gonna ask you this straight up. What role do you think you play emotionally in the group?
It's so funny because I feel like Marina is like the mom, like the mom in this mom, but I feel like I'm also like a mom in the group because I make sure everybody ate, I make sure everybody's good. I'm always like, trying to, that's like in the daily basis, but when in the band, I feel like I'm always in the middle. I'm the girl, I'm the feminine energy, I'm like that fire, I'm an Aries. So I feel like I am that, the girl in the middle with the fire and like the Latina also of the group.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Who inspired your voice growing up? And then we're going to go back to G, and I'm going to ask you, that's the same question. After she answer that, I need you to answer that too, G.
I got you.
All right.
Multiple artists. Well, starting for my dad, my dad is, that's where I got my gift from. Like my side of the family, like my dad's side of the family, they're all musicians. And my dad, since I was a kid, I'm the youngest of four siblings, and I'm the only one that can sing, dance, and like I'm the only one that is an artist. So I feel like it started with my dad. He used to play the guitar for me, and I used to sing, and like he was so happy that he finally had someone in the house that he could share what he loved the most with. But if we're talking about artists, I feel like growing up, like every kid, I used to watch a lot of Disney Channel and stuff. Um, and also like I pop artists like Lady Gaga, but also in Spanish like Rocío Dúrcal, or I like Nati Peluso so much. And yeah, I have so many like powerhouses like female vocalists. Like I feel like those are my biggest inspiration, but also like the thing is that it's so diverse. Like it's so diverse. I grew up listening to so much music, like music from my dad, from my mom, from my older siblings. So I feel like I had so many influence in me in Spanish and English as well.
Yeah, that's dope. That's definitely dope. Gee, same question.
All right, so my influence, I guess, in my style of music, is also pretty diverse, but I guess it's a little bit more like the popular music lane. Like I said, I didn't really do much music growing up. I did some, but not as much as they did. But I grew up listening to
Sean Paul.
oh, it's funny because even if you watch us perform now and you hear our music now, I have some songs that I'm singing and some songs that I'm rapping. And it goes back to how I grew up. And I grew up, in the 90s, even listening to boy bands like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, but then also listening to hip hop, in the 2000s. I don't know if you see back there, my favorite rapper, Lil Wayne. And, I listened to a lot of really like radio music. So if you ask Jenny or Evans, they'll tell you in the group, I'm the more like pop oriented person. And it's because I grew up listening to music on the radio.
It's funny because he has such a like, oh, he went to prison and the story, and then he's listening to pop music. It's so funny.
Yeah, but in pop music in the sense doesn't necessarily just mean pop. I mean radio music that's in the radio, like you said, Sean Paul.
Whatever is popular.
Yeah, Sean Paul was one of my biggest inspirations when I grew up. I used to have cornrows and I used to like dance like him. And Sean Paul was like, yeah, for real. Sean Paul, like. So, and then also in a sense, when I was young, from my dad and my mom, the Beatles, that I also have a couple of the Beatles. I got Bob Marley right here, another Beatles poster right there, and Queen. I know Queen, the Beatles, Bob Marley. I grew up listening to a lot of them, and they are, internationally known like that.
That's dope. All right, so here's my next question for y'all. As a group, why did y'all decide to mix hip hop, R&B, Latin, and pop together?
I feel like we don't make decisions.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. We don't. We're very go with the flow type of people. When you live in that spiritual path, you really focus on the present day, and you focus, on loving one another. You focus on loving yourself, treating yourself right, growing as a human being, elevating, and things kind of like figure themselves out for you. So like that single that you heard that has all these things fused together, you might hear another song of ours that's going to have rock, country, so completely different.
Basically with this song, it was basically, we went to a writing camp that it was happening. Your friend Breezy.
Yeah, Breezy's a CMG producer.
Yeah, so he invited us. We went there. We went in a room with this producer, Soto. Shout out to Soto. And he was like, okay, play. Let's see what you got.
We started going through his beats and his tracks.
And this one in a specific, it was like, oh my God, yes, we have to like write something to this song, to this beat right now. And I feel like it kind of showcased what the Marina Effect is, because everybody keeps asking us like, what is your genre? What is your genre? What is your genre? And it's like, we're fusion. Whatever, because it's like we are three individuals and we are three heads that are different, and we're also three individual artists. Like I'm super Latina. He is like, he grew up in the 90s stuff, like, pop music, and Evans is more like R&B, hip hop. Like, so if you mix all those three flavors together is when you get the Marina effect. And that's what we do. Like, we don't want to be like, okay, you're this. No, because maybe tomorrow we want to be something else. And we just keep everything open,
Yeah, if you give us a good track, we'll write a good song to it.
I do. That's dope, though. So that means y'all can switch up whenever the time needs and whenever it calls for you to do something different. You're not stuck in one pocket or one lane. You're very versatile. And that's what makes a great band. And that's what creates good chemistry, too. Yeah. So here's my next question to you guys. All right. Before I say anything, y'all, how did y'all feel about that video of my friend Nature Vandross?
The first one you put, right?
Hey, baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine.
Oh my God,
it's funny because I was actually singing along to it.
Yeah, he was singing. He was singing the song, and I was like, "Wow, I loved it. I love the beat and everything."
And the first thing she said too is, after seeing that, we got to make a music video.
Yeah, I was like, we have to make a music video right now.
You know what he calls that type of music? He calls it infusion music.
Infusion, that's nice.
Well, I mean, so people know.
I kind of feel like that's what y'all do.
We actually call it pop fusion.
A little bit of rap, it's a little pop, it's a little R&B. Like with him, he did rap, pop, and jazz in that. Nice. He took all three elements and combined it into his own creation. That's so nice. I feel like y'all do the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, we're known as a fusion band. People call us a pop fusion band.
Mike
alternative fusion band.
Mike Boss said, like, you guys are pop fusion. If we have to create a new genre, we're creating a new genre. But yeah, like, we're just fusion.
So when Billboard compared y'all energy to groups like the Beatles and Black Eyed Peas, how did that feel for y'all?
I mean, amazing.
Amazing.
It's funny because
from Billboard, right?
Yeah, that first song that we wrote with the producer, with Soto, Obsessed, our release, when he worked with us, this was actually the first time he ever met us. He didn't know us from before. And after working with us, he gave us that compliment. And he literally said, he's like, man, working with you guys remind me a lot of like a new age Black Eyed Peas. And
that's fire.
I mean, it's huge. That's huge. I grew up listening to the Black Eyed Peas. They're definitely one of my idols. Like, if we can get anywhere close to where they went, man, that would be like a dream come true, honestly.
Well, we have Evans asking if he can join us to
send him the link. Send him the link and he can come right in.
Okay. Perfect.
If he's not, outside. If
he said that he's running late, Miami traffic.
He can come in and be in his car. That's fine. He'll still be a part of the interview.
Nice. Amazing. But basically we get it all the time. Like, oh, Black Eyed Peas, oh, the Beatles, oh, Black Eyed Peas, the Beatles.
When we've gone to Beatles comparison, it's more of like our live music feel, because like you have our track that came out that, it's a banger, it has good vibes, good energy, but something about when we perform live is what has given us a comparison to the Beatles, because they have that feel good energy music. And that's one of the highest compliments we get. Like, people, when they see our videos, they see this, but they're like, it's nothing compared to when we see you live. When we see y'all live, the energy, we've had people get teary-eyed. We've had people come up to us after and say, thank you so much for that performance. A lot of times I also, talk about my story too. And like, it takes people through a journey. And I like to say that our music is like feel-good music. It gives out high vibrations.
Oh, that's good. So Jenny, what are your influences in music? G told us his. But now it's for you. What are your influences as far as like artists?
So many. Well,
let's take your main ones.
Yeah, these have so many. I love Adele. I love Lady Gaga. Michael Bublé is also, like, I grew up listening to him as well. In Spanish, Juan Luis Guerra. My favorite band is Rawayana. That is like a Venezuelan band that right now is making noise in the entire world. They just won a lot of Grammys. I think they won like multiple Grammys. It's the first Venezuelan band to be invited to the Grammys, like not Latin Grammys, like the Grammys here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have so many influences because as me as well, like, I'm a music fanatic. Like, I know so much, like so many like music lyrics in my brain. Like, I feel like the space that my brain takes for music lyrics, I could use it for something else. I will be much more productive. But yeah, I have so many influences.
So let
Check
me
it
ask
out.
y'all. Between the two of y'all, who's the one that's more serious in the studio?
More serious?
Maybe
you.
Who's the Who's the one that goes in like they really go in, and when they go in, it's like, damn, he just between.
Well,
the
I feel like
y'all.
I feel like that's Evans also because
Evans,
is,
Evans lives in the studio. He's comes from that. He works at a studio. He's an engineer. Like for me, is new.
Okay.
I'm completely new to the studio. I've been in a studio a handful of times. You know what I mean? Like now we have, we're building a studio in here. And other than that, I've never really lived around the studio. Evans, that's a second.
Yeah, he take it like, I feel like when we switch to a studio,
he gets like studio mode.
He gets studio mode and he gets locked in, and he's like he's very quiet in general, but there he's like so focused on what he's doing. He's like, okay, I need to record this. He records multiple times because he wants the perfect, like, he's very like in it.
And it's more like his backyard, like I said, comfort is his thing. So he understands everything. I'm in there like a tourist. I'm just like, okay.
Me, I'm just so excited to be there. I'm like,
oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. That brings good music. When everybody brings a little bit of something to the table, it makes the sound that it is. And I like y'all sound. That's why I said y'all kind of remind me of infusion music, and y'all call it fusion pop, right?
Yeah.
Pop fusion. Yes.
Pop fusion. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But Tigmatic, back to that last question. I feel like we spent a lot more time in the studio as far as like band rehearsal. Over the last year and a half, we haven't really spent. Yeah, we haven't really spent that much time in an actual studio, but we do rehearse and like.
Well, lately we've been writing new music, new songs. So we've been spending like for like a week. We've been here in the studio, just making new songs, new things, because it's what's coming next.
Hey, listen, to get a nod from Billboard is definitely a great thing. So you're on the right path.
Yeah.
So let me ask you both: what city or neighborhood helped shape your sound the most? I'll start with you, G, and then we'll go to Jenny.
Well, I am born and raised in Miami, Florida. 100% born and raised in Miami, Florida. But I mean, as far as shaping my sound, again, I feel like I was shaped a lot by radio music in the 90s and 2000s, because that's what I was listening to, from pop music, as she says, like, Ed Sheeran, John Legend, Justin Bieber, them, all the way up to, I was a huge hip hop and rap guy as well. T.I., Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Eminem. So those two were specifically my genre, and it comes out in my music. Like if you hear how I write, if you hear how I sing, you'll see I'm either doing a little bit of this soft type singing, or I'm kind of rapping as well. And but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say a specific city mended that, but I am born and raised in the MIA, born and raised in the county of Dade, 305 till I die, for sure.
Hey, you sounded like Rose on that one.
Yeah. I rep my city for real. I rep the city. I'm a fan of all Miami sports, even the ones that we suck at. But yeah.
I had to say that because I'm a Philly dude. I'm Team Sixers anyway.
Yeah.
Team Phillies too. Team Flyers.
Me, the city that basically, like, I mean, I'm from Venezuela, and I'm from a small town called Turmero in Venezuela, and the state is called Aragua. Yes, it was a small town. The city was kind of like nearby, like Caracas, that is the capital of Venezuela, is an hour away from where I'm from. So I always had like the two, like, okay, I live in this town, but I'm close to the city. And I mean, obviously it shaped me, it was a small town, everybody knew each other. Like, I feel like everybody in my town knows that I'm a singer. In my school, I used to sing all the time. Like, I'm known as an artist in my town. There's amazing artists that came out of my town in Venezuela. A cappella, he's a rapper. Also Lil Supa, he's another rapper from Maracay, that is the city next to it. And I feel like that basically shaped a lot of who I am today, because it's like the hip hop in my town. Like, there's a lot of hip hop, but like hip hop obviously in Spanish from Venezuela, very like, it has like its own flavor, its own sound. And also, I grew up also watching a lot of shows and stuff from the United States, like Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, like all these things. So it was like a mix between my super Latina, like, heritage, and like my country and Venezuela and everything like that, my dad and everything. And also, obviously, I was always looking what is out there. Like, I know the world is not just this town. I know that there's something else out there. And I was always looking. It was like what I had here, but I was always looking out there, because I knew that some way, somehow, I belong out there as well. So yeah, I think that basically, I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, it does. What influenced you is what influenced you, and can't nobody tell you what influenced you. Only you. So that's cool. So let me ask y'all this: do you write from personal experience, or do you just concept write?
Both.
We do both.
Yeah,
but
for example, for Obsessed, our new single, as she told you, we were at the studio with Soto. He put on a beat that we liked, we're like, that one. And then I like to write a lot concept based, but then I pulled it from personal experience.
Exactly.
So like, for instance, a lot of the last songs we've been writing on beats, I'll ask someone, what do you feel when you hear it? So that song specifically, with the trumpets and all that, like Latin vibe, I asked, I'm like, okay, what do you guys feel when you hear it? And Jenny was the one that she said, I feel obsession, like an obsession. I'm like, all right, let's write about Obsessed, and then that's how we ended up writing about Obsessed, but then every song is different. Sometimes you just have a feel. I'll pick up the guitar and play a couple of riffs, and like, I'll just sing a melody, and like, then we'll start writing from there.
Yeah, I feel like I do more, I relate more with personal things, because I feel like it's the most honest way for me to write from, because it's like, okay, how am I gonna speak something that sounds like it's real if I didn't leave like those. Hey, yeah.
Well, look who we have here.
What's goody?
We're live.
He's here, y'all.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Good.
Thank you for having us.
Hey man, listen, welcome. All right, hold on. Let Jenny continue saying what
yeah,
we're gonna get it right to you.
Mute yourself. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right, continue.
So you can be in it. But basically, what I was saying, I don't remember. Okay, yeah, I write from personal things that I'm going through. So basically, I'm writing with two other people, okay, let's put a concept so we are all in the same line. And then when the concept is brought to us and whatever, it comes to us, I basically write from, okay, obsessed. What can I say in my personal life that I have lived that I can write about this subject in a specific? And that's basically what I did. Yeah. That's what I did.
Oh, that's dope. That's definitely dope. All right, so let's get into it now. Here you go. Unmute yourself, brother.
Hello.
All right. Tell the people who you are, man.
How you guys doing? My name's Evans, part of the Marina Effect, one of the singers. And I'm from Broward. And I don't know. What do you want to know?
Welcome to the Pot Podcast with Tigmatic, first of all, man. Thanks
Appreciate
for
you having me.
coming. We know that you was a little busy, so we had to start without you, but we're glad that you're here, and now you could, have this talk with us, man. Tell us a little bit more about yourself as an artist and how you got with the group.
So I've been doing music for a pretty long time. I'd say like my own music, like maybe like 14. But I was also like in productions, like musical productions, doing like acting and things when I was younger than that. That's kind of like how I got into it. And I met these two guys. How did we meet? We met through a mutual friend who actually was all like alignment, like just
Yeah.
out of because they didn't know me from a can of paint. But
Yeah, I told them about the house shows, so
okay, exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, we had a mutual friend who was like, "Oh, an artist jumped out of the house shows," and then a mutual friend was like, "Hey, I got a singer." So we met, and then we put some songs together. Some of my songs that I've done on tracks, because I was like big on like hip hop and R&B. Never did anything like acoustic before. But it's funny that I was actually thinking about it long, like before I even met them. I was like, man, you know what? It would sound really cool if I just had like one guitar, maybe two, and I just like did some like super different stuff with my hip hop music. And so when all that happened, I was like, huh, well, would you look at that? And then, so yeah, as things went on, we did a few house shows together. One celebrating Marina, who is G's mom. I'm sure he mentioned that. And then we kind of just thought about it like, hey, what if Light Bulb, we became a band? And that's what we did. And for the first few months, we had no name. We were just Evans, G, Jenny. Like, that was our name. And then
Coming to the stage, Evans, G, and Jenny.
Yeah, but there was two more people too, so it was like
Yeah,
Jenny,
five of
did
us.
it, like yeah, like, and they were like, oh, okay, cool. And then finally we came up with the name together collectively, the Marina Effect, and the rest is history. We've done our thing, we've made a name for ourselves, still making a name for ourselves, and we're just doing the best we can.
All right, man, that's cool. So the question that I just asked them, if you can turn your volume down because I can hear a little feedback of myself.
Turn my volume down.
Yeah, are you playing it from your car?
Nah, straight from my phone.
All right, turn it down. Yeah, turn it down a little bit. Just so
Is
you
that better?
just make sure you can still hear me though.
I hear you. Is that
Yeah,
good?
all right. Yeah.
All right.
So the question that I just asked G and Jenny was, do you write from personal experience or concept music? So I got their take. What's yours?
That's a great question. I'd say when I first started making my own music, it definitely was more on a personal tip because that's really all I had to talk about. Even though I was a kid, and it's like, what more can you talk about but like teenage angst and like your relationships in high school and stuff like that. So at first, it sounded more like, I guess, a young man making music about what it is that he experienced. A few sad things, everybody goes through whatever. As I got a little bit more developed and mature as a songwriter, I started to like look more into like the outlook of the world. It's not just about me. What can I create that helps other people relate to me, and what makes other people understand that they're not alone in whatever type of issues or whatever it is that they have going on. I don't know if you've seen the Michael movie, like yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet. Don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing.
Okay. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Because I am going to see it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Well, there is a few parts that let you know that Michael wasn't just writing for himself or about himself. It was like what was going on in the world that kind of influenced certain songs. And I think that's a beautiful thing, especially if you have a platform. Most people don't have that type of outlet or that type of creative platform to speak on certain things that they feel like a majority of people could hear, relate to, find comfort in knowing they're not alone. So I think that's one of the more important aspects of life. And also, we make hits just because sometimes you want to listen to music just to get away from all that. You just want to feel good. You just want to move. You want to dance. So it's like, okay, let's make a song about that to let people escape their problems for a bit and just have fun, have a good time, feel good,
Yeah. Hey, listen, we're at the 1 hour mark, so we're going to take a break, but we're going to come back and we're going to chop it up some more, folks. I hope y'all enjoying this interview. I am. The Marina Effect. We'll be back soon with your boy and the Marina Effect. Stay locked in. 105.7 The Phase, Going In Radio, Dollar Radio, DemoniCBrand.com, NorthShadeTheMoreBoutique.com. We'll be back. Peace.
Oh, show.
If I kept a penny from every time you told a lie, I'd be rich. If there were no sunlight to wake me up in the morning and I miss my day, you'd be the one to blame. I spend almost every day with you and still feel lonely. Boy, I cook for you, clean up, rearrange the room, dressed up. You don't even notice. Feeling like you're always just a beat behind my heart. You never seem to pick up the pace. Am I just imagining you and I've never been? Don't tell me this is all in my head. I'm in love alone. I feel I'm in this thing on my own. You're standing right there, but you're oh so gone. Facing the fact I'm in love alone. In love alone. If I kept a teardrop every time you made me cry, who'd survive? It seems like every day you're back and forth, you're in and out, we're going down. Love shouldn't be this way. My mind's playing tricks on me, writing scripts and shit, telling my heart don't believe what my conscience said. These ain't good butterflies, I'm angry, got me all anxious. I know I've wasted my time being patient. I'm feeling like you're always just a beat behind my heart. You never seem to pick up the pace. Am I just imagining you and I've never been? Don't tell me this is all in my You're standing right there, but you're oh so gone. Facing the fact I'm in love alone, in love alone.
Astronauts report it feels good.
Oh man, that is curry. What did I do last night?
Woke up, broken in the motherfucker, looking in the mirror, wanna throw up. Kill a couple butters, spend about $1, but I'm like, so what? Don't believe, just watch like a Elon rocket, I'ma go up. Watch me blow up. Woke up, broken in the motherfucker, looking in the mirror, wanna throw up. Kill a couple butters, spend about $1, but I'm like, so what? Don't believe, just watch like a Elon rocket, I'ma go up. Watch me blow up. Man, I ain't never been poor, but I might have been broke with a killer hangover, the vitamin store. Like what I did last night, but now no. Man, I tell you this here, man, I drink no more. Now I smoke no more, and I fuck that whore. But maybe I dare, who that in my bed? Looking like a gram, and it must have been a man. Call an ambulance, I can't feel my leg. Don't feel that walk, didn't see my walk. Gon' see on flow like a scene I dog. Try to find my shit, and in no time spent. Got 30 minutes, call promoters on my leg. Like Monday, moolah, be around me like a hula. Bust a few maneuvers, now they war, I'ma do it. I'ma do. Not a door, another corner like a hornet, but I'm no longer selling them rocks or E. Locked in engineer, slinging Spotify dreams. Cost 5,000 cents, wanna take my pick. Got a diarrhea, flow, talk, content shit. I'm an ostrich hitch, cause I got a lot of neck. Right middle age, when I dig around like I'm an net. But I taste like Skittle, what's a to Jacob with a kitty in the middle. Got me spending on my bread. Woke up, broken in the motherfucker, looking in the mirror, wanna throw up. Kill a couple butters, spend about $1, but I'm like, so what? Don't believe, just watch like a Elon rocket, I'ma go up. Watch me blow up. Woke up, broken in the motherfucker, looking in the mirror, wanna throw up. Kill a couple butters, spend about $1, but I'm like, so what? Don't believe, just watch like a Elon rocket, I'ma go up. Watch me blow up.
Spend about $1, but I'm like, so what? Don't believe, just watch like a Elon rocket, I'ma go up. Watch me blow up.
All right, and we are back. We are
Yo,
here.
yo.
I'm sitting here with the Marina Effect. It's your boy Tigmatic, the Pot Podcast, and we here, y'all. I'm sitting here with G, Jenny, and Evans. Where you at, Evans?
I'm here. The camera is not working. I don't know why.
Now you're back.
All right,
back.
he's here. And, we sitting here talking about them, their music. And now we're going to talk the other side of the show. I don't know if they told you, but this show is the show that talks about the music, but we also talk about the mental health too. So you get to share your side to the fans so they can know why you are the mad genius you are when it comes to creating. So they get to know a little bit about your life a bit. All right.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into it. They told me that you influenced the hip hop side to the band, and that you're in the studio like nonstop. You the engineer, you the one that's in there doing your thing nonstop. Tell us where that drive came from. And G and Jenny definitely spoke super high about you, you know, when they brought that up, you know. So tell us where that drive and ambition came from and how you got started as an engineer.
So as an engineer, we gotta go back a little bit. So I started like recording my own music at Asylum Studios, and that is like in the Hialeah area. And I was just going as a
dope
client.
Studio too.
For sure. Like it's like a really, really cool studio. You've been there, you know it?
No, I've never been there, but I know of it and I've seen the inside of it.
Type. So appreciate it. So at first I was going as a client, and then I ended up moving to Georgia for a few years to work on music. But then the pandemic actually had me go back to Miami because everything got shut down and there was really no work out there, and I was really only there for that. So I ended up going just back home to kind of like sink back into my roots. And at Asylum, I had become friends with the owner. And when I was back, I hit him up and I was like, is there any type of like internship that I can do at that studio for now? Because with everything kind of shut down from the pandemic, I just didn't want to like lose that drive of like doing music by not being in my element because everything was shut down. So he was like, yeah, pull up. And I was an intern there for a while. And that was really what it was. I just wanted to be in that music element any way I could so I wouldn't lose that. And I would meet all the other engineers and I started learning a lot about doing it. And, you know, I was recording myself like in my closet before that, you know what I mean? Like anybody, you know. So while I was there, I was like, let me like actually learn this for real. You know, I'm in a studio, I'm working here. Let me just learn it for real. And then as soon as I got good enough, they made me an engineer and I started working there full time as like an engineer. And I was just in there all the time. There was nothing else to do. And I was just working on my music, helping other people work on theirs, you know, because I come from a musical theater background and I've had a few vocal coaches. And so like it gave me a little bit more insight on how to make songs like execution wise. So that helped a lot becoming an engineer because these were local artists who wanted to make music, but they didn't know how to make it sound good. They didn't know how to bring it to life. So when I got there and I was helping them out and like really helping them create the song so that it was like executed well and like digestible, you know, that's kind of where I guess the love for it really happened. Because, you know, I had people that I just met, and by the time they ended like a 2-hour session, we actually like made moments, you know what I'm saying? And they were like so happy with it.
You changed my life.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did have some of those experiences. They were like, man, I've been to a studio before and they didn't help me like you did, all this, whatever. And I've actually made like long-term like friendships from a few of my clients just off doing that. And so that's what just kept me wanting to be in the studio all the time. And you know, 8 years later, I do it. I'm still here. I'm still doing it. I'm still trying to make people have the best experience possible in the studio. And it helps. It's helped me a lot too as grow as not only an artist, but just as like a producer in general. I've learned new things along the way. I've tapped into like different types of music that I've never heard before or never thought to listen to, but it's different when you're creating something. You grow onto it a certain way. Like before, I didn't used to listen to country, you know? But then a few country artists later, where I'm actually having great experiences making the songs with them, I'm like, you know, country ain't that bad, you know? Yeah. So yeah, that's what keeps me in the studio is those moments that I can have with people and just me growing as an artist as well.
So let me ask the collective, what emotions do y'all want people to feel from hearing your sound?
I feel like it's like so many emotions because we do so many different things.
Yeah.
Like they can be from crying
Agreed.
to laughing to having the best time of their life or being like reflecting of like their past. I don't know.
The best way I can summarize this is I want people to feel vulnerable hearing our music. So depending on what they're going through at that moment, and it's happened to us in our shows before. Like I said, that some people come up to us with tears of sadness because it hit them in a way that made them remember of something, or they'll come up to us with tears of joy because they're going through something that also, so that's one thing that I know the Marina Effect does, and I want for us to be able to for people to feel, and it might be different within each person, but they're gonna feel a lot.
Yeah. Hey man, that's dope. Having different feelings and emotions when you hear music means that it's good. First of all, if a person has that once they hear it. In today's climate, sometimes we get a lot of repetitiveness in the music, right?
Yeah.
So my next question to you guys is, what makes the Marina Effect stand out? And I want all three of y'all to answer that.
Start.
Well, first off, I think the most special thing about the Marina Effect, first of all, no one's really doing groups anymore. Like how we are, like a lot of times we get compared to the Black Eyed Peas or the Beatles, where, there's like three singers and three heads that are kind of like driving the whole thing. But also I think it's the connection that we have together. Like it's not just a band, we actually like experience life together and we grow together, and it's not three people, it's more like a three-headed dragon.
Man, in fact, let me put an explosion for that. He talking heavy right now.
But yeah,
say it again, brother.
It's a three-headed dragon. Yeah, it's not just three people, it's a three-headed dragon. But also, like, I think people feel like the genuine what's the word, the genuinity, thank you,
Genuinosity.
He like coming from it, like this is authentic. It's not, we're not trying to be anything, we just are,
we are
type shit.
Yeah, I feel like
an artist.
Evan said it like very good, but yeah, I feel like it's like, I feel like what is different about us is that, what we were speaking like earlier in the podcast, I feel like the ego in so many artists is something that is like very out there more than love. And I feel like what changes the Marina Effect from other artists or other music is that the ego is not what drives us to do what we do. Well, it drives us to do what we do is love. And all like the love, you can just see it and you can just feel it. And I feel like that's what is different, and that's why people connect with us.
Yeah. Hey, listen, y'all been getting mad love out here.
Thank you.
As you can see the comments, it says Marina Effect is 6'5".
Good old Wesley.
Wesley
says, boy.
Talk to me, King.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
He's an artist.
Big W.
There we go.
Legendary.
Y'all be getting love,
And I will say, as far as what makes the Marina Effect different, obviously Evans hit it on the head. Jenny hit it on the head as well. Musically, we're bringing something that you don't hear nowadays. It's not one singer, it's three singers. All three of us sing, all three of us harmonize, all three of us rap. It's original music. As I said, it's genuine, authentic music. Like, we're not trying to be anything that we're not. All three of us are very authentically ourselves. And it just so happened that together, it's that three-headed dragon, bro. We just mend so well. And one thing that makes the Marina Effect extra different than a lot of artists out there is the lifestyle. And as I told you before, like, we're huge on fitness, personal growth, health, wellness, mental wellness, food wellness. Like we're big on really becoming the best versions of ourselves, and not only for us, for everyone, you know, because the better the version you become, the more it affects your loved ones, your family, your friends, the random people you encounter.
Yeah.
You know, and like we practice it every single day. As Evan said, we work out together, we grow together, you know, and then we invite all of our friends always, you know. We have so many friends of ours who have friends.
Yeah, I literally had the other day I had a friend hit me up like, so you work out not like by yourself or with one person, you work out with like 20 people. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
that's what I was saying. I
understand.
said y'all are
Like,
bad for real if y'all all working out together too.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And that's actually one thing that has made us grow in the music sense. You know, people don't understand when you start having shared experiences with people, not only in the going outside or the show side or the party side or whatever type of side or the studio side, once you start having it in the growth side and you start growing together, you start evolving together, you start locking in at a completely different level, and it's showing in our music.
Cool. So let's talk about Obsessed.
All right.
How was that song born?
So you know, we had it kind of explained earlier how it was the first time that we had ever worked with a producer. You know, the first time
together.
us three together. Obviously Evans has, you know, what he said. Jenny's also worked. Me personally, it was my first time ever working with a producer, you know, aside from Eli that I told you me and him want to do it before. But, you know, we're in songwriting camp, you know, shout out to my boy Breezy CMG. You know, he's one of my boys since we were kids. He invited me. You know, there was a bunch of big time producers there, Ben Billions. And then he paired us up with Soto, who's also another CMG artist. And we got into the room. He started laying down his tracks. You know, the second we heard that, we all looked at each other like, this is it.
It was like,
this is it.
That's the one.
Yeah, no more. So he put it on loop, put it on repeat. You know, as I mentioned, with the whole songwriting process, whether it's concept or personal, you know, I feel like for me, it starts from concept to personal. So, you know, Jenny was the one who kind of closed her eyes and she said that this beat reminds me of obsession, you know, obsessed, you know, and from then we just, you know, we all kind of split up in each corner of the room and get to writing, you know, and, you know, humming and doing our little things, recording our little voice memos of the ideas we got, you know, helping each other out if we needed help, you know, and that was pretty much the birth of it. You know, that's how it happened. That's how it started.
It was quick. It was quick too.
Yeah, and it was our first time ever. Like, it was exciting for me because, I mean, you know where I come from, to like be there, you know, with my two best friends, my band, my family, and then like write a song like that I'm used to over here playing the guitar, you know, singing some more pop friendly songs, and we're over here doing a song like that with that trap beat. It was exciting. It was exciting for sure.
So G, let me ask you this. Do you feel misunderstood sometimes as the founder of the group?
Misunderstood in what way?
Anyway, you know,
I mean, it happens.
It could be with the song. It could be you know, because you're the founder, you might not like how a certain production is done. It could be anything. So sometimes do you feel misunderstood?
I will say this. When it comes to working with these two right here, and I know they feel the same way, kind of how she mentioned the whole ego thing, we have a very, very good system between us three that, you know, maybe aside like in the beginning stages, but since then we never fight in the studio. We never fight. Like,
so y'all know
there's
how
like
to
no
compromise.
Yeah, there's no fights. Like, we have a whole like big like 2 out of 3 type of thing. So if
like
I say I like something, if I say I like something one way, but then Jenny and Evans like it the other way, we just go with that way. And I'm not gonna sit here and fight with them and be like, no, all right, you guys, you know, we kind of have that kind of said.
Okay, here's my question for Jenny. What's one insecurity you had to overcome as an artist?
Oh my God. So basically, a little bit like about myself, when I started with the Marina Effect, or when I started like my music journey here, like related to like G and everything, I was overweight. I was going through, you know, like I grew up dancing flamenco, and I grew up in Venezuela where, like, you know, the Miss Universe, Miss Venezuela, like concept is very like forced into little girls, and growing up in that, you know, you grew up with a lot of insecurities about your body. So I grew up with like, you know, I'm gonna say like it comes and go, but like body dysmorphia, like, you know, binge eating disorder, like eating disorders and stuff. So when I started with this music journey in here, I was going through that. You know, I was like 30 pounds heavier. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to accept it. I was very conscious about the way that I look. When I was going to perform, I used to get super, super nervous because, you know, it's like people like looking at me, but this is what I want to do. So I'm like getting nervous, and when my voice is like cutting up, and like, you know, and also like those insecurities in your mind, like, am I good enough? Am I like, you know, attractive enough? Am I pretty enough? Am I skinny enough? And then I had to overcome that, and that basically came from just working on myself. You know, like G was a very, very like, he was like a mentor to me in that moment. He was like, Jenny, if you want to be an artist, you want to be a superstar, you're not ready yet, okay? And I was like, what? You're telling me that I'm not ready? Who you think you are? You know, the ego of like, oh,
confidence.
Why are you telling me?
Is important.
Exactly. So I feel like I started doing yoga. I started working on myself. I started meditating. I started studying. I started to work out every single day. Obviously, you know, with community, having friends and close to me that is like family, that obviously were like encouraging me, and like, you know, they were there for me. I think one thing that I had to like get over was my confidence, like, and now I feel like I'm a very confident person on the stage, and it shows when you're confident. Like, you're just shining different. You're just like, you're heard. Like, you feel like you're seen. Your voice is out there, and obviously my body looks different. The way that I express myself is different, but it's not just physically. It's something that comes from the inside. So yeah.
Oh, that's fire. So my question for you, sir, is right to Evans now. All right. What's one thing you want fans to understand about you?
I think Evans is frozen.
He looks frozen.
We'll see if he comes right back.
Can you hear us, my boy?
Let me text him.
All right. While he's reconnecting, let me piggyback real quick just off of what Jenny said for real quick. We can keep this flowing.
Take it, my boy.
You know, I mean, you know, my personal growth journey, and, you know, being in prison and helping a lot of other inmates and helping people kind of change their lives. I have never in my entire life seen someone transform as fast as I've seen Jenny transform. You know, like, you know, we've been in the band now the last year and a few months, and me, Jenny, and Evans have lived together on and off now for the last like year, pretty much. And the transformation that this girl has put in, you know, through personal growth, through working out, yoga, all these things that we're saying, learning to love herself, getting over the dysmorphia and all the things that she was going through, it's like super inspirational. And I feel like it's something also that has kept me and Evans on our toes as well, you know, because it's like night and day. It really is. Like, I've never seen someone level up and excel in just a matter of like 6, 7, 8 months, for real.
Bro, Wesley's coming to so funny.
Yeah, Wesley's there.
There you go.
Are you back?
I'm back.
There we go.
You're back.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, man. For you, bro. Turn your camera back on.
Your phone over here.
Yeah.
We need to get iPhone 17s, all of us.
Eventually.
Yeah, my phone on the charger. I guess
the question for you, Evans.
What's up?
What's one thing you want fans to understand about you?
That's a great question.
That's a good one for Evans.
I'm not even sure I know. I want fans to understand about me. I think the most important thing that I would want, like, my supporters to know about me would be
He's stumped.
No, I got it.
It was a good question. I get it.
I would want them to understand that following my journey. Hopefully people will start to follow our journey now and stick with us till, forever. And just when they follow our journey and they see me, hopefully they're inspired by what we do. But the main thing that they should feel or know is that whatever it is that we do, what I do, it's possible for them to do. You just got to put in the work. You just got to commit, and you just got to believe in yourself. And I hope that, once we get to that point where, I guess we are at that point now. We're doing a lot of shows and we're in the public eye. I would like to know that there's like a kid that's like 10 years old, maybe even younger, sees me performing and they look at me and they're like, I want to do that. And I'm going to do that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I like that.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
So it's back to the collective. I'm bouncing around, y'all, asking questions. And I'm asking some mental health questions. So we're on the mental health segment of the show. So my next question to y'all as a collective: how important is mental wellness to the group?
Huge. Like, it's literally, like I said,
it's everything
like,
we do.
Yeah, if anyone, there's this one guy, his name's Trix, and he's part of the beginning of our journey. And one thing, we've gone to a few of his open mics, when we first started, and even probably 5-6 months ago. The point I'm getting at is every time he introduces us, one of the main things he talks about is how much we promote and practice wellness. And like it's not all about physical health, it's about mental health. It's the trifecta.
Everything comes from the inside.
Yeah, the mind, the body, and the soul is all connected. And that's one thing, especially about me and my philosophy, is working on yourself. Your mind, your body, and your soul. And the more that you work on those three things, the more your life around you will evolve into everything you've always dreamed of and desired. So mental health is huge for the Marina Effect. I know both of them can agree with that. I know they've gone through what they've gone through as well.
And I feel like mental health, like, it's like, I feel like there's so much information that we don't know about it or it's not out there. And we want to like share basically how we got over the things that we were going through, because everyone as humans, like, we go through a lot because of the society that we live in. There's so many standards, there's so many things that you feel that you need to like, there's check boxes that you need to check and stuff. And at the end of the day, it's not really like that. And because the only thing that matters is for you to be happy. And I feel like that is something that I know it's something that you find within yourself. And there's so many things that you can do to improve your mental health that are literally free. Like, you can work out, that's free. You can just move your body. You can go into, like, you can be in the sun. The sunlight is literally an antidepressant. Running, sweating, being with friends, socializing, having community, be connected to somebody. Like, there's so many things that are free that can improve your mental health.
Yeah, I would say be connected with God above all else too. You know what I'm saying? That's key. But Evan, same question.
Is it mental health or just wellness in general?
Yeah, mental health and wellness.
So, it's definitely one of the most important things. I think us as musicians, we have the outlet of, like, whenever our mental health is, I guess, at a shaky point, because that happens. It could be on and off. Some days are better than other days, but you can always pour it into the music, And that's what I like to do, is just find those healthy outlets. But we also lean on each other. So if one of us is down, we're all down. So we do the best we can to pick each other up. I will say this, especially to those who are doing what we do, you do need to have some type of strength in your mental to do what we do, because this business is It's very, very interesting. So it's fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's such a ride, you know.
Yeah.
But there's always those moments, you know, like they don't make it up in the movies. Like that stuff really
they
happens.
don't.
You know? And as long as you know
in real life happens in
we know
movies.
who we are and we have each other and we keep each other accountable, there's really nothing to be worried about. It's about having a team, having a strong team.
Yeah, community is
That's
a
what's up,
big,
man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, here's my next question to y'all. What advice would you give to artists who are struggling mentally?
All right, I'll
Who wants to
start.
go first?
The advice I give is the same advice I've pretty much been giving all night, you know. And I know because I mean specifically with artists, but you remember I just spent 5 years incarcerated, and then their mental health is huge. You know, you come across people who are depressed, people who want to kill themselves, people who are going through so much mentally, and the same advice I gave them, same advice I took myself, same advice I've given Jenny and Evans, and I'll give every other artist out there that's struggling mentally, is move. Movement is the best medicine. When you move on a daily basis, whether it's walking your 10,000 steps, whether it's doing yoga and meditation, whether it's working out or playing sports or moving, I have found to be one of the best medicines for mental health. And as Jenny said before, it's 100% free. The more you move, I feel like the better you feel, and also your diet, and the diet isn't only what we eat, it's also what we see, what we listen to.
What you feed your mind.
Exactly.
That's right.
So all that is your diet. And we live in a day and age where people aren't respecting their diet that way. They're eating junk food and sugars. They're watching bad shows on TV or shows that have bad messages, listening to music that has bad messages, and they don't understand how much that really affects them subconsciously and messes with their mental health.
Yeah, man. Listen, I knew I was going like y'all coming on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Angela.
Yeah. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Mike Boss at Rich
Angela.
Nation.
Yeah, shout out to Rich Nation over there in
Yes, sir.
Universal.
Yes,
I
sir.
gotta give them a shout out, man, because listen, y'all bringing this positive influence, and that's what I'm all about on this show. That's what I do. As an activist, I try to be the light in someone's life, and one thing that I like to do is bring positive people on the show.
Yeah.
So y'all definitely did that. So I'm gonna give a big explosion for that. But I'm also going to give a gong for enlightenment.
I love the gong.
So we here, y'all. All right. So how do you deal with criticism online?
Like,
It's so
I feel like...
ask that right now.
You want to answer?
I mean, I will, because I was thinking about how to answer what just happened. I'm not gonna go too much into detail because I don't really like to give too much energy to like negativity. But as you know, we're doing this whole rollout for Obsessed. It's going really well, and one thing that we want to do is create a TikTok dance that all of our supporters can do for themselves, can show their friends. Everybody just get the whole community involved in using our song, doing this dance. It's like just fun. You could do it with others. You could do it, with a party. You could do it by yourself, whatever it is. And just like earlier tonight, I guess, someone is not a fan of that idea. And they were expressing in the comments, not even like hitting us up personally, like in our DMs, like they wanted to make sure that it was in the comments that they how they feel about the situation.
Right.
And me personally, with something like that specifically, if you actually have an issue, if I have an issue with someone, I go directly to that person. I don't need to make a whole song and dance. I don't need to talk to this person, to that person, whoever. If I have an issue with you, I'm gonna come to you, and we can talk about it like adults. When someone does something like jumping into the comments to make sure everyone sees it, it's not really something you need to give energy to, because they're not coming at us for us. They're coming at us because they feel something, and they need everybody to know that they feel something. And
Right.
that's just not really something that we need to entertain.
I
It's
love it.
most people when they have issues, when they have drama, when they have problems with someone, it's because of something that's going on with them. And they're just projecting it, and that's fine. We're always welcoming people with open arms who have issues, and we'll help you through that. So, I mean, but you got to ask for help. No one's trying to
Yeah, that's
force that
key.
help on
That's definitely key.
Yeah,
So
I
you
feel like
come
that.
in and you ask for that help. I'll let Jenny take over.
Yeah, I feel like the like how we deal with it, like obviously we all start to come and we just laugh about it because I mean nothing that people do has anything to do with you. It has everything to do with them. If somebody's telling you you're ugly, you decide if you take it or if you're not. If you believe you're ugly, you're gonna take it. If you don't believe you're ugly, you're not gonna take it. That's it. And it has to be with them because so I think we are also like in this journey of like, if you work on yourself and you're a happy person, you don't like you're not bothered easily by anything because you already know like that your life is going the way that you want it to go. And if it's not going the way that you want it to go, you might be the person that is giving hate. So
and one thing too, and I'm sure they always say the more success you have, the more hate you get. So it's just the beginning. And as they both really commented about it, no one has the power to make us feel any type of way.
Just
if someone comments something, if someone tells us something, if we hear someone talking smack about us behind our back, well, I'm sorry. You're like, I'm sorry y'all feel that way. Like we don't really even pay no attention. We don't give it no energy. At the end of the day, we all have the choice of what to put our attention on. We can choose to put our attention on the positive or on the negative. A lot of people sometimes you're putting their attention on the negative. Us three have worked very hard with this personal growth, and we've gotten really good at putting all of our attention into the positive.
Hey, listen, just like Jenny said, working out is free. You know what else is free, y'all? The block button.
Block.
Listen, I hit it a lot. Somebody got something to say negative. Their comment isn't even going to get a chance to stay there because I'm gonna delete it immediately. I'm sorry, but as soon as they say something, it's gone instantly. You won't have a chance for other people to chime in or feed into the negativity with you. You have no platform on my platform.
I like that saying.
Yeah, but I feel like in the world you can control, like I can go in my daily life just blocking, I just
that's specifically obviously for social
media. Yeah, but I feel like going into the real world, obviously you can decide who you give your energy to. So I feel
absolutely
it's a thing of energy. If you're giving all this hate to me and you're like expressing all these bad things to me, the thing that I can do is just literally ignore you. You're gonna talk by yourself. Like
that's right.
That's it.
Right. All right, so we're gonna get into it. We're gonna play this obsessed track, and let's get it. I'm gonna load it up now, but I'm gonna ask one question, and as y'all answer, I'm gonna load it up.
All right.
So, what keeps y'all mentally balanced while chasing success?
It all goes back to personal growth.
And I'm gonna put the solo dolo screen.
Yeah,
Who wants to take that question?
Well, I mean, I'm sure all three of us can agree that it just all goes back to personal growth and our daily habits. It all goes back to our daily habits because, a lot of people don't understand that you can change your habits. If you see something that's not working for you, you can just stop doing it and change it. And, we intentionally try to fill our days with habits of things that keep us mentally stable, physically, spiritually stable.
Also, I feel it's like the community that we have built, the people that we have around us.
Yeah, honestly, shout out to all our friends. We have so much love from so many of our friends. It's
so incredible. I feel like it's like we know that we're not alone. I know if I'm going through something, I know I don't have to go through it alone. Yeah, at the end of the day, how Evans was actually saying yesterday, you have yourself, but I also know that I have a community of people that is there for me because I'm also there for them. Everything is a give and take. So I know I can literally pick up my phone and call someone, and I know I'm gonna have people because I have they know that they also have me. I'm always available if somebody wants to talk to me about what they're going through, and I know I'm gonna have somebody to talk to if I'm going through something. And I feel like it goes back to when you are truly yourself, when you're truly the person that you're supposed to be in this world, you connect with people that is also in that same tip, in that same energy, and you all attract each other like magnets. And
also, the more you give, the more you get.
That's right.
If you want love, you got to give love.
You got to give
if you
love.
If you want affluence, you got to help others become affluent. If you know,
if you want success, you help others.
Yeah, if you want support, give support. You know what I mean? Like that's one of the secrets of life that people are missing.
That's right.
If you're lacking something in your life, give it. Thank you.
I love y'all energy. Look, I've been sitting back like, look, I ain't gotta say much because they pretty much hit the nail in the coffin. And that's the look he has on his face. All right. So we're gonna get into it. You guys want to introduce your track in?
Well, this is our debut single. My first single ever in my life. The first single of the Marina Effect. It's called Obsessed. It's your hottest summer jam right now.
Out on all platforms, Spotify, everywhere.
Yeah, Obsessed by the Marina Effect.
And we dropping it exclusively on Going In Radio, Dollar Radio, and 105.7 The Phase, and on the podcast with Tigmatic. We moving and booming. Listen up, y'all. We playing it right now.
Mira cómo me miran, todos quieren saber cómo vivo mi vida y no la pueden tener.
Yeah, all this change, nigga drop, she don't stop. Oh my God, I'll make it rain. Take my pockets, ain't no problem. Now I think she wanna wang, but I gotta tell her stop it, cause it's just ain't a thing. No, it's just not a topic. Ooh.
I'm the headline, baby, you just follow the press. Every move that I make, got them dying to guess why they checking my stories. Can't leave me alone. Screenshots I repeat like they need it at home. I don't beg for attention, it come with a crown. They loving the vibe when I'm laying it down. Got them hooked to the taste, can't settle for less. It's a dangerous game, but you know they obsessed.
Mira cómo me miran, todos quieren saber cómo vivo mi vida y no la pueden tener.
I pull up, they stare, can't hide the desire. I'm just spark the flame, I'm setting the fire. Addicted to rhythm, addicted to me. Soy el centro del juego, la estrella aquí. She love how I move, it feel like a dream. Every look, every word, got her glued to the scene. I don't need no stress, I just want success and the rest follow, cause they all obsessed.
Veo como me estás mirando y como de mí estás deseando. Yo sé que me quieres amar, pero no te puedo
Chase, they all come to me like the waves. They just crash in the sleep, got them stuck. I'm the drug that they crave, can't escape. They just riding my wave.
When she says she want me, say less. But when she says she love me, I know she obsessed.
Mira cómo me miran, todos quieren saber cómo vivo mi vida y no la pueden tener.
I don't beg for attention, it come with a crown.
Y no la pueden tener. Mira cómo me miran. Todos quieren saber cómo vivo mi vida. Y no la pueden tener.
Yeah, all this change, nigga drop, she don't stop. I might gotta make it rain. Take my pockets, ain't no problem. Now I think she wanna ring, but I gotta tell her stop it, cause it's just ain't a thing. No, it's just not a topic.
I'm the headline, baby. You just follow the press. Every move that I make, I
Listen to it again.
Why they checking my stories? Can't leave me
Again.
alone. Screenshots I repeat like they need it at home. I don't beg for attention. It come with a crown. They loving the vibe when I'm laying it down. Got 'em hooked to the taste. Can't settle for less. It's a dangerous game, but you know they obsessed.
Mira cómo me miran. Todos quieren saber cómo vivo mi vida. Y no la pueden tener.
I pull up, they stare, can't hide the desire. I'm the spark, the flame, I'm setting the fire. Addicted to rhythm, addicted to me. Soy el centro del juego, la estrella aquí. She love how I move, it feel like a dream. Every look, every word, got her glued to the scene. I don't need no stress, I just want success, and the rest follow, cause they all obsessed.
Veo como me estás mirando y como de mí estás deseando. Yo sé que me quieres amar, pero no te puedo dejar.
I don't chase, they all come to me like the waves. They just crash in the sleep, got them stuck. I'm the drug that they crave, can't escape. They just riding my
When
wave.
she says she want me, say less. But when she says she love me, I know she obsessed.
Mira cómo me miran. Todos quieren saber cómo vivo mi vida. Y no la pueden tener.
All this change. I don't beg for attention, it come with a crown.
Y no la pueden tener.
Noise. Okay.
That was crazy. I had to play it back twice. I'm sorry. I know y'all was looking like, what? Yo, what
I don't mind. I don't
no,
mind.
I was bopping. That's what
That
was
happened in
going
our
on.
release party. People told us to like do it back, do it again.
Hey, and big
Well,
shout out
listen,
to
y'all
Mike
better
Bus.
send me an invite. I'm down there.
I do want to
Right.
give the big shout out to Mike Boss and Rich Nation and Universal Music, for helping us release this.
Yeah, that was a fire joint, man. Definitely a fire joint. Definitely exclusive. Shout out to Rich Nation. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Universal. I said Universal.
Universal.
Y'all got one.
There you go.
Yeah, y'all
This is
got one
the
with
hottest
that
hit
one.
of the summer.
It's the first of many, my bro.
Yeah, y'all got one with that one. That was fire. Y'all vocals is fire on there. The production is fire. Masterpiece.
Shout out to Soto. Shout
Yeah,
out to
shout out to
Evans.
Soto too, our producer Soto, CMG Soto. Big shout out to him, bro.
Yeah,
Actually, a couple of
shout
our
out to
other
CMG
bangers are with
Soto.
Soto, and
Also
bro.
Evans, mix and master.
Shout out
the
to
whole thing.
Evans. That's what's up.
Mix it, mix it.
Yeah. That thing fire, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
y'all
you.
gotta come and drop exclusives more, man. So before we get out of here, anything y'all want to say to the folks?
Evans, you can start.
Let's start with you, bro.
Well, first, if you made it this far, appreciate you for real. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being a part of this journey. We got so much more coming. If you stay in the South Miami area or even like the South Broward area, because we're starting to move up north with every day, pop out. We do so many fun things. We from yoga events to concerts to all types of things. Like, if you can catch one, I promise you're not gonna be disappointed. You're gonna have so much fun, and it's just a vibe. And again, thank you so much for having me on this show, having us, and just look out for the future because we're going crazy.
Hey, anything y'all want to say?
Well, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be here today and sharing more about what the Marina Effect is. We definitely have so much coming. This is just the beginning. We're just literally like opening the door to what we are bringing. We have so much to bring to people, to everyone. So how Evan said, like, if you're in Miami, if you're here, like, just hit us up, follow our journey. We are the Marina Effect. That is our Instagram, TikTok. We're gonna be a lot like showing our daily life and everything that we have to share. This has been a crazy ride. The fact that we're here right now, I'm so grateful for it, and I'm so grateful for everything that is coming, and just to be here sharing, my biggest dream with these beautiful people, with G and Evans. Like, I wouldn't imagine to have it any different.
Yeah. Gee,
Yeah,
what
and
do you want to say?
Tigmatic, first of all, thank you so much, for sharing your platform with us, to letting us express our stories and ourselves to you and everyone who's listening. The one thing I do want to say, a lot of us are going through a lot of things, and I promise you the answers are all within yourself. Like you said, God is a big part, God is everything, and your connection to God is through you. No matter what you're going through, I was able to face an 11-year sentence and, do 6.5 years incarcerated and turn my life around, all through working on myself, all through the personal growth, through working on my connection with God, to loving every single human being like we're all one. And belief is the most powerful thing we have as humans. Belief, what you believe to happen most of the time ends up happening. And like, that's how strong belief is. The things you say, the words you say, the things you think of, even if you don't say it verbally, if you're thinking it in your mind, your thoughts are giving off waves. So the more you believe in something, the more it's prone to happen. I know me, Jenny, and Evans believe in ourselves. We believe in the Marina Effect, and everything that's happening to us is because we believe so hard at it. And anyone who's going out there, just believe that the good is there. Believe in a better day. Start doing things daily to get there, and I promise you, your life will transform, like it has for myself, like it has for Jenny, like it has for Evans, like it has for so many of our close friends and family. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. Please follow us at We Are the Marina Effect. It's at We Are the Marina Effect. Follow the journey. It's been a crazy journey, from the house shows all the way up until, being on the podcast with Tigmatic and everything.
Hey.
And it's like Jenny said, this is just the beginning. We just closed one chapter and opened the door to the next chapter. And this next chapter is going to be even more amazing than the last one was. And yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank y'all for coming, bringing that energy, that love, that light. All of y'all are so positive. It's amazing. And it shines through the music, because the music is a result of that. It's well put together. Like how all of you are in sync when you talk, it's just like that in the music. And it's like yo, I really, and I try to do this a lot when it comes to, my guests, not listen to the song beforehand. I want to hear it just like when everybody else is, because then that way I get the real feeling that
you give your authentic reaction.
When they hear it. It's very authentic. Yes, very authentic. And the song, like I said, I had to play it back because I was like, yo, like, I'm over here doing the salsa in the seat. Like, yeah.
So crazy. It's so crazy.
And I know how to salsa for real. So, like, I know y'all can see me bopping a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that joint go hard. I'm going to say it like how a Philly guy can only say it. That's one of them Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It means a lot. It means a lot coming from you. I know you've heard a lot of music. And Evans, I don't know if you know, but Tigmatic is also an artist.
That's right. I'm an artist as well too. So if y'all want to link up and we all make some music, and y'all want to make something like, like another one of them type joints, I'll hop right on it with y'all. I don't know a bunch of Spanish or anything like that, but I got a fast flow and it's crazy.
All right.
Yeah, I got a fast flow. I got slow. I got whatever you want. For real. But
We can teach Spanish. That's not even a problem.
yeah, you can help me out. Then, you
Yeah,
know
we'll
what
teach
I'm
you
saying?
some
Let's
Spanish.
get it.
I feel like Spanish.
I taught Evan
is
Spanish.
like the best for rapping fast. I'm not gonna lie, because it like already kind of like does that.
Yeah,
So that'd be fun to experiment. I'm super down.
Hey man, I'm down, bro. You know, all you gotta do is shoot me an email, send me the beat, and just be like, Tig, what you got for this? And I'll send it right back in a day. I'm like Wayne with that. I ain't one of those take 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 2 weeks, 3 months, same day.
Work the same way.
Yeah. So I would love to you know, make some magic with y'all. You know, whenever y'all down, just let me know. Once again, thank you for coming on. And I'm gonna end the show, but don't hang up. I'm gonna end the show, and then we're gonna talk a little bit afterwards.
All right, we're good.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Mute y'all mics. Folks, I hope y'all enjoyed the Marina Effect just like I did. Because listen, that track Obsessed is fire, and that's going to be one I'm about to start playing in the intro, you know, like to bring the show. Once I start the show, this might be the song that come on within the songs that I play, you know, because that joint is crazy. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thank you for spending this Monday with me. Thank you for the first-time viewers. I hope you like, shared, and subscribe. And if not, as y'all can see, I got 100,000 views. Help me grow it. You know, share it with your friends. Tell them the Marina Effect was on there. You know, they doing their thing. Rich Nation Universal. And as always, I'm doing my thing. The Pot Podcast, Hollywood TV, Hollywood Radio, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio, and 105.7 The Phase Atlanta. So once again, it's your boy Tigmatic signing off. Peace.
What's up, y'all? Tune into the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic.
Radio for the Pop Podcast with your boy Tigmatic. Interview.
Pop Podcast, stirring the pot.
So tune into the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic on Hollywood TV.
Tune in to the Pop Podcast, my boy Tigmatic.
And Going In Radio. You might get some good music and some knowledge.